Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Kult of Athena's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Tom. Today we have the Fafnir Forge single-edge Viking sword. There's also a double-edged one that we're going to be reviewing this month for blade reviews. There's some specs, up-close looks, and a little bit of movement with the sword. All right, so some thoughts about this Fafnir Forge single-edge Viking sword. Let's look at just kind of some basics of it, of like how it feels in hand and all that. So we have a shorter handle. This is a wood cord leather-wrapped handle. The scabbard's gonna match it. It's more of like a deep red or even an ox blood, like more toward that color. The leather is really good in the sense that if your hand gets sweaty, you're not getting your hand stained with red, which is a plus. It's a shorter handle. If you're not familiar with Viking style handles, just for a general overview term of that, is they're going to be shorter. Sometimes they're recommended to be used in the handshake grip. So rather than being in more of a hammer grip where the heel of the hand is enclosed, sometimes it's recommended to be more in a handshake grip where your heel of your hand touches the pommel. I don't personally like that because if you're gonna get this sharpened and do cut testing with it, I'm not doing handshake grip where my grip is open to deliver a cut. So my personal opinion, I like this handle and I like it in a hammer grip because it encapsulates the hand and it keeps your hand from fatiguing. So if you have sword and shield, you're not going to be really going into a bunch of like overhead stuff. You can't even go into more advanced manipulations that you might see from other blade cultures because this ain't really it for that. So you're going to have very direct, direct lines on thrust, big cuts over the shield, a little bit of hacking, and really a hammer grip does just fine, and it actually keeps everything really simple. So that's personal preference. That's what's recommended sometimes, the handshake grip. Not necessarily saying it's wrong because I use a modified saber grip on other swords as well, and I like that rather than going straight up thumb like this. I will overlap the thumb a little bit more because I like the stability. So it is personal preference. That is what's recommended. Feels good in hand. It is a single edge. You can get it sharpened. So if you do want to get this one sharpened, you can. This one is completely dull when they come to us from their shop. But overall, I like a single edge Viking sword. Another thing too is it's single edge. So you can rest these into different guard positions where they actually touch the body, or even if you're resting on the shoulder for reenactments and just stuff like that, you don't have to worry about an edge coming back to you. So a really good design from Fafnir Forge, single edge blade, short handle, keeps everything really simple on cut and thrust, moving through different guard positions as well, feels really good. Let's do a few moments here to take a look at this one in the scabbard and out of the scabbard. All right, specs: overall length 36 inches, blade length 29 3/4, weight 2 pounds 7 ounces. We talked about this already, but this one comes unsharpened, but you can get it sharpened. We have a peened pommel, point of balance of 6 3/4 inches from the guard, and a grip length of 3 7/8 inches. Blade steel we're talking about here is EN45 high carbon steel. Culture is Viking, and this is manufactured by Fafnir Forge. And finally, here's some up-close looks of the scabbard. That's going to match with the oxblood handle on the oxblood scabbard. It's wood cord leather wrapped and has a leather chap over the guard, sometimes referred to as a rain guard. So upon further inspection of just moving around with it, whether it's these big, more X patterns that are in all sword systems, whether you touch the back or not, but whether you're going larger cut, whether you're going in a chop, but I can see where that handshake grip comes in, where if we are in more of a hammer grip, this is going to give us stability on the thrust. It's also going to allow us to, if we have the shield, come over the top of the shield and keep that structural integrity at the wrist for thrust. But when it comes to like more like slicing and like smaller cuts and manipulations, I can see where that comes in with the handshake grip, because you just simply can't do that when you're in a hammer grip. You can't go into a wrist cut and extend it because you're going to lock your elbow out and lock your wrist out. So I could see that. Not something I'm recommending you do with a sharp sword, but this one's dull. So if you're going to use this for just martial arts training and you're not going to sharpen it, I don't see any problem playing with the handshake grip. I think you should have proper training regardless. It also helps to move when you're changing into thrust positions on the guards, you just have more mobility in the wrist. So as far as larger cuts, I'm going to say that both have their pros, with this bringing it right into the thrust, less fatiguing on the hand and the grip to have that counterbalance of the pommel. And then for more slices and even just repeating cuts as well, you can definitely get that around more so with that handshake grip. Hey, so thanks for joining me for this review of the Fafnir Forge Viking sword, the single edge version of this one. This one's available at cultofathena.com. Make sure to click the link in the description below this video to buy this one today and add to your collection. I'm your host, Tom, for Kult of Athena's YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.